Hi everyone, I just want to give a quick disclaimer slash trigger warning that this episode is going to discuss topics such as miscarriage, infertility, and loss. So if any of those things are sensitive to you, I would just highly suggest skipping this episode and waiting for next week's. I want to protect everyone's mental health. I want this to be a safe space. So if you can relate to miscarriage or anything like that, and you are able to digest this in a safe way, then by all means, keep on watching. But if not, no worries, no hard feelings, and I will see you next week. Let's get into it.
Poison. Night, bitch.
Oh my God. Thank God you picked up, because I was actively spiraling for 20 minutes to the point where if I didn't tell someone, I was going to lose my mind. Seriously though, can I bitch for a second, please? Because I just scrolled past 3 pregnancy announcements, like just today alone. You know the one with the cute little baby booties and the blurred out ultrasound and the caption about God's timing. And listen, I am not a monster. I am so over the moon, happy and excited for everyone to get their little miracles and their blessings. And I just need to know, why does every single congrats actually feel like I'm swallowing a literal thumbtack? Today we're talking about the biological clock, and I don't mean the cute little metaphorical one.
My biological clock is ticking like this.
No, I'm talking about the one that sounds like a literal fucking time bomb when it comes to miscarriage and infertility. Pour a glass of whatever's closest to you, or just keep driving, okay? Because we are going in on the unsolicited advice, the just relax comments, and the grief of the empty nursery. You're on FaceTime with your best friend. Let's vent. Did you know that 1 in 4 women who get pregnant end in miscarriage? 10 to 20% of pregnancies that are confirmed with a doctor end in loss, often within the first trimester. Worldwide, this is equivalent to 23 million miscarriages annually. While most miscarriages are a one-time event, roughly 1 to 2% of women experience recurrent pregnancy loss of 3 or more in a row. In a row, as if one isn't bad enough. They have to suffer through 3 or more. That is mind-blowing. That is insane. Often caused by genetic issues, but most are unpreventable. And 100% of them are not your fault. Let's set the scene, shall we? 1 second, you're surprising your husband with a cute little baby onesie. You're surprising your mom with a Grandma Established 2023 sweatshirt. Planning which room you're going to make the nursery, where you'll have your baby shower, and the next, you're in the bathroom wiping yourself, noticing that you're bleeding. You're texting your best friend's TMI pictures of what's in the toilet bowl, asking if this is implantation bleeding, if they've experienced this when they were pregnant. Obviously, that answer is no. Then you're sitting in the waiting room at your OBGYN, disassociating as you walk past several pregnant women with baby bumps. Then you get called back and the nurse does her normal checklist like she does with all pregnant women, asking, "Any signs of bleeding or miscarriage?" That's literally why I'm fucking here. I'm sorry, but if you work at an OBGYN's office, you need to have some level of fucking sensitivity. Like, how is there not a note, like a massive fucking note in your chart being like, is actively in miscarriage or may actively be in miscarriage. Please handle with care. I don't understand, because you literally just snap at them. It's like, did you even care to read my chart? Because that's literally why I'm here, as I'm passing all of these successfully pregnant women. Any signs of bleeding or miscarriage? Then you're getting your blood drawn for the third time this week, because you need to test your HCG levels and confirm that they are in fact either going down or not doubling. Because for anyone that doesn't know, when you get pregnant and you confirm it with a blood test with your doctor, depending on what your HCG levels are and your pregnancy is confirmed, they will have you come in either one more time or a few more times that week just to confirm that your HCG levels are doubling and are at a safe number where they can make sure that you're healthy and that your baby's healthy and that you're not actively miscarrying. And you're sitting on that cold ass parchment paper ass table getting yet another ultrasound, another internal ultrasound done, which shows not one, but two empty sacs. So, just to recap, proving that if your pregnancy was successful, you would have had twins, which is all you've ever wanted your entire life. Let's go over the warm, fuzzy terms that doctors sometimes use in regards to what's happening in your uterus, such as abnormal pregnancy, spontaneous abortion, incompetent cervix, products of conception. These are the lovely terms that doctors use that are so fucking dehumanizing and adds like 20 million extra layers of failure to an already broken heart. Like, it's bad enough it feels like my body is failing me, that it can't do the one fucking thing it was put on earth to do. I had an ectopic pregnancy, as well as an abnormal pregnancy, to where one sac ended up outside of my uterus and one ended up on my ovary or on my tube or something. It was insane. But I ended up having to get a chemo injection, not like an infusion, a chemo injection, which is a much significantly lower dose than what they would usually give like regular chemo patients. They used that to further terminate whatever else was still in my body. So then I ended up going back for more blood work to confirm that my HCG was 0, confirming that my body rid everything naturally. And yeah, We don't talk enough about the physical pain and the hormonal crash that happens after. Because between miscarriage and everything, and especially for people that, for example, I had a miscarriage at 5 weeks. Like the second I hit 5 weeks, I lost it. But there are people that have miscarriages later on. You know, some people get to have like 1 or 2 ultrasounds, seeing their healthy baby and hearing a heartbeat. And then all of a sudden they go in one day for an ultrasound, and the sonogram tech or the doctor has to tell you, hey, I'm so sorry, we can't find a heartbeat. That is so gut-wrenching. Between that and women that lose the baby much further on in the pregnancy, to the point where they have to give birth to a stillborn baby. So they go through and they do labor and they go through actually giving birth, and then they have a postpartum period and go through all of the motions, but without the prize at the end. They don't get to take home a baby. No one really talks about how devastating it is to go through the motions and go through all of the hormonal and physical fallout after a miscarriage and not get the baby. Like, I can't tell you how big the size of these blood clots were that were coming out. And I was only 5 weeks. They were literally the size of baseballs. They were huge, to the point where I had to call Steven in, and he was actually holding me up on the toilet bowl while also feeding me water because I was going to pass out. Like, these blood clots are so soul sucking. It takes everything out of you. You have no energy. You are distraught. And, you know, the blood clots on top of like what they mean. Your body is literally disposing of a baby, of a fetus. And it's just shedding everything and excreting it from your body. It is so absolutely terrible. It's so crazy, the physical frustration of your body, like waiting for it to reset while your mind is still actively like stuck in the loss. It took me forever to stop being disgusted and ashamed of myself and ashamed of my body for not being able to do this one fucking thing it was put on earth to do. I didn't even want to be touched. It took me so long to even want to be touched. That is how embarrassed I was. I was like, wow, my body failed me. It is useless. It's useless. And as a woman who goes through miscarriage, it is absolutely soul crushing to know that this is what your body did. There was nothing you could do to prevent it, and it's out of your hands. It's out of your control. And the when can we try again pressure is so real. Like between doctors and family members and friends and even your internal clock.
My biological clock is ticking like this.
It's like, I'm not a fucking machine. I need a damn minute to process this. Like, can we wait a minute? Like, for real. When you are feeling ready enough to start trying again, then you go through what I like to call pregnancy test roulette. Okay? And that is when you are so frustrated by the amount of times that you've gotten a negative pregnancy test, especially because I was trying for 2 years by the time I had gotten pregnant. So every single negative test is absolutely frustrating and you're getting discouraged. And then you are scared to get a positive pregnancy test because you're worried that it's going to end in miscarriage again. And then on top of that, you're scared of getting a positive pregnancy test and you're going through your whole entire pregnancy worrying that something is going to happen to the baby. Like, there is no point in your pregnancy where you can breathe a sigh of relief being like, I'm in the clear now. Like, anything can happen at any point in time. So you're just constantly worrying and stressing out this entire time about what can go wrong. And if you had health anxiety before, you're sure as hell going to have it now. That's for damn sure. It's just you can't win. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Then on top of that is the announcement regret, right? Because last time I was 5 weeks, I obviously told my husband, I told my 2 best friends who I sent the test to that morning, and I told my mom, and we told my husband's parents, and that's it. So thankfully we didn't tell anyone else because that would have been devastating. But it's so heartbreaking when you have to untell this announcement that you're having this baby because now you're not. And it is very, very humbling having to do that. Being like, hey, mom, just kidding. Actually, you're not going to be a grandparent. Sorry. Hey, Steven. Sorry, but you're not going to be a dad. Like, that is, it really takes a chunk out of you, a chunk out of your soul, for sure. Then what's even worse is the loneliness and grieving in total secret if you don't tell anyone that you're pregnant. Then you're literally suffering by yourself. It is so isolating. No one understands the unspoken friction you feel when your friends are pregnant at the same time that you are actively experiencing loss, right? Because it is the ultimate comparison thief. So you're constantly wondering if your kids would have been close and what your birth would have been like, or what your maternity photos would have looked like. And you feel fragile and you feel like the literal elephant in the room because everyone is tiptoeing around your feelings and they feel like they're walking on eggshells around you because they have to censor what they can share about their pregnancy with you, right? Because say like me, I was 5 weeks again, and if someone's complaining or venting about their morning sickness, like they're so sick, and obviously that is terrible, but also I wouldn't know what that's like because at 5 weeks I did not feel sick at all. I didn't feel pregnant. I didn't feel anything. So I didn't even get to experience what a normal pregnant person feels like, which obviously throwing up every day for so many months is the absolute worst and is not enjoyable whatsoever. But like, I didn't even get that experience. So then people feel like they have to censor what they say about their pregnancy, which is strange because that person vents to you about everything. Like that's what your friend does. Your friend vents to you, and then that's just a normal part of your friendship. So then sometimes you might even like drift apart from your friend because you're trying not to burden them with speaking to you and picking and choosing what they have to say or not say around you. It's very difficult for everyone involved. Then on top of that, you're trying to dodge every fucking social media landmine. So a few weeks ago when you were pregnant, you were searching up, oh, look at these maternity clothes and stuff. So naturally, the algorithm is going to be like, hey girl, look at these maternity pants. Aren't these great? Or it'll force a diapers ad down your throat. Or on TikTok, you'll be met with, get ready with me to breastfeed my baby. You know, it's just social media algorithm really be on it when you are going through it. That is for damn sure. One thing about going through loss, people will say the dumbest shit to you. And that's with any loss, but especially miscarriage. Okay, so we're going to go over the top 5 most common dumbass things to say or not to say to a person that is going through miscarriage or loss. Okay? Starting strong with just relax and it'll happen. Or just go on vacation. You'll be stress free. You'll have a little pina colada. Get to the bedroom. You guys will conceive. Then there's the all reliable. Everything happens for a reason. Right. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. My baby did die for a reason. You are so right. And this I got for not only my miscarriage, but also my dad dying. Yep, my dad definitely did die for a reason. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you. Thanks. Then, of course, we have the, at least you know you can get pregnant. That's like telling someone whose car is actively on fire, well, at least you know you can buy a car. Like, then there's the, have you tried insert random herbal remedy or diet or sexual position here? Sorry, but I am not going to rub eucalyptus on my lady parts before having sex. I am so sorry to break it to you. I have tried Mucinex. Yes. Have you tried tying a ribbon to your toe and then sleeping upside down and then fucking sideways and then give it up. Just give it up. And then last but certainly not least, we have, well, you can always adopt. If I wanted to fucking adopt, then I would have already. I don't want to adopt. I want my own DNA and my husband's DNA and possibly my father's and mother's DNA passed down to this child. I don't want to adopt. Thank you for your dumbass fucking advice. Here are some things that actually helps when experiencing loss. It is okay for you to cancel plans guilt-free. It is okay to do what you need to do in order to protect your peace, in order to get your mind right. You need to watch out for yourself, because if your mental health and your physical health are battling, you are not going to get pregnant. Okay? Stress is so powerful and so detrimental on the body. Do what you need to do in order to heal. And if that includes telling your friends, I can't right now, I'm in a bad place, I'm going to have to cancel. Or tell them what you do need. Tell them that you aren't cooking this week and that you need food. Tell them when you are going through loss, you need to tell your friends how they can be there for you in the ways that you need them to. So with me, for example, if you tell me, I'm so sorry, I'm here for you, let me know if you need anything, I am not going to reach out to you and tell you that I need something. I need to be reached out to. I need to be checked in on. I need someone to physically show up at my house and hug me and show me that they're there. I need someone to pull me out of my house by my hair and say, we are going to get coffee. We are going to get ice cream. Like, I don't need to go anywhere fancy. Like, I just need to get my mind off of things. And for me, that is by friends coming and getting me and keeping me occupied. Another thing, order that salami, order that deli meat, order that unpasteurized cheese, and drink that wine that you couldn't have. That was the one thing I could indulge in after. This isn't working out, then I'm having a fucking hero, a 6 or a foot long Italian hero, all the deli meat. Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay? And this one I heard is therapeutic for certain people, is naming the loss. So I didn't feel the need for this, or let me rephrase. I didn't feel pregnant enough to name it, or them, I should say, since there was multiple of them. I didn't feel like I deserved to name them. I didn't feel like I was pregnant long enough to be entitled to naming the baby. And obviously I didn't know the gender, so who knows. But this is probably more helpful for people that are far enough along in their pregnancy where they know the gender, where they have at least seen one ultrasound of the baby, because that baby was real on photograph in your belly. Me, I was only 5 weeks, so it was already surreal that I even had a positive pregnancy test. So it already didn't feel that real for me. For anyone that has gone through miscarriage or has gone through loss, you are still a mom. You are still a parent, whether or not you have a stroller to push around. If anyone has experienced miscarriage or infertility or loss, if you are comfortable enough, please, please, please leave me a comment and let me know what you've been through if you relate to any of this, because this is a very real conversation that isn't had enough. I just want you to know that I feel you, I see you, I hear you, I am with you, I am you. I have been through this, and you are not alone. You are still a parent, and circling back, you did nothing wrong. It is not your fault. If anyone is blaming themselves, please know you did nothing wrong. There was nothing you could have done to prevent it. And I am so sorry that you know this pain. I am so sorry that you've experienced this. And I'm here to tell you, you are not alone. And I really hope that in the comment section, we can give each other support. This isn't talked about enough. It is, I feel like it's so taboo to talk about it. And that is not what's going to help people. People need to express themselves, and they need to see their stories in other people. I want this to be a safe space for you to share those details. I'm praying that we all get our miracle babies one day. I'm praying that we all get our rainbow babies, and I'm really, really hoping that my dad gets to meet my babies before I do, before they get earthside. But I know that this was a very deep, intense episode this week. I'm planning to hopefully have a lighter one next week. Thank you for listening, and thank you for venting, and thank you especially for all of the love on the last, aka the first episode of the Can I Bitch podcast. I really appreciate all of the support, everyone sharing and commenting and subscribing and leaving reviews. Ooh, especially on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Your reviews and your comments are so, so important to help the show. So thank you so much. Also, if you see me looking down, last week I was all over the place with the first episode. So I was trying to keep my thoughts outlined so that I'm not going off on 13 different tangents. And so that would help making editing easier. So if you made it all the way to the end, again, thank you so, so much for watching. I hope to see you on the next episode. Let's bitch again soon. Toodles noodles.